about Detroit and growing up, I think about it with a lot of pride. Now, I was a victim of violence as well. I was mugged in elementary school. I've been beaten up by gangs. I participated in gangs. I sold drugs. I was part of that life that you hear about, but I was also part of some of the creative things. There were poetry clubs I was part of in Detroit. There was a dance troupe, the Detroit Windsor Dance Academy, that I was part of and absolutely loved and enjoyed. So when I think about growing up in Detroit, I don't think so much about the bad things that happened to me. I think about all the things to be proud of. All the other teachers I was somewhat able to charm, but one particular teacher just wasn't playing that game, and she flunked me my senior year. And I was like, whoa, what does this mean? And she's like, well, it means you won't graduate. I had to go home and tell my parents, tell my mom that I wasn't graduating. So I went to summer school, and it was during the period in which I was accepting my responsibility and my own fate with graduation and starting summer school that I was visited by Western Michigan University. So it was like this perfect timing, because the counselor who showed up in my home and talked to me about my standardized test scores versus my GPA, she talked about, I can get you in, but it's on a probationary status, and if your GPA falls below this at any point during the status, you will be kicked out of the school, no question. Can you do this? And I was like, yes, ma'am. As much as I loved Detroit, my world in Detroit was still somewhat limited. And so when I got to campus, one of my main drivers was to not leave campus the way I arrived. I wanted to make sure that I was exposing myself and pushing myself beyond my comfort zone. I actually was brought in, believe it or not, by the dance department. It opened me up to so much, because in my world, dance meant a certain thing. And I learned to continue to express myself in a way that I was comfortable with and grew up with, but also be able to be in touch with other forms of expression through dance was very eye-opening. I did lots of theater. And then I went back to writing. And I say back to writing because I did poetry and short stories, and I had written plays like in middle school and high school. And then when I got to college, I sort of stopped writing. But then after I explored, I guess the performing arts, I went back to the written word and found my way at the Western Herald. And that was the beginning of me really starting to solidify where my true passions were. Here at Western, where I was just able to just sort of wander, not be lost, but wander, and just kind of explore that part of my creativity, but then also that part of the storytelling. So, yeah, what I did in college, I'm happy to say, is what I'm doing in my adult life.